faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the...
Welcome to another episode of the Love Shack. I'm your host, Big Al, the Doctor of Love.
And I'm your co-host, Charming Charles. Good evening, Albert.
Good evening, Charles. And we've got a very special guest on the Love Shack today, none other than Ricky Morton, one half the Roll Express. How you doing, Ricky?
Man, I'm doing great. How about you guys?
All right, it's great. And I tell you, thank you for being here. It's an honor. I'm a huge fan of yours, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you here on August 11th. And Charles, I'll tell you what, you've got a lot of questions you want to talk to Ricky about, so you want to go ahead and get her started?
I'll sure do it, Albert.
All righty.
First of all, Ricky, like Al said, thank you very much for being on our show here. Well, guys, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to coming back to Evansville, Indiana. You know, I'm still Ricky Morton. Y'all used to know in the 80s. I still get down Charlie Brown. What y'all think? I know you do. I just saw you a couple months ago, and you was throwing down like the bad boy you are. Well, thank you, buddy. All right, Ricky, I'm going to start this off. I'm going to ask you some couple typical questions, and you just take it from there if you would. Okay, buddy. When did you start wrestling? And, of course, I know that probably what got you in is you come from a wrestling background, but when did you start wrestling, and when did you hook up with Robert? Oh, okay. Let's start this out here. First of all, you asked me when did I start wrestling. You got to understand, and which everybody up there in Evansville, Indiana knows, that my dad, Paul Morton, that refereed for the Jarretts back in their days. Right. You know, I started going with him when it's like right now I have my little son that goes with me. He's 11 years old, and I promise you he's one of the stars of the future coming up. But I started wrestling full time in 1978. Hey, who's that man from the olden days? But in 1978, and this year right here, I'm glad you asked me this question here because this year, Robert and I, this is our 30th year of being the Rock and Roll Express, the longest tag team ever in history. And that happened in 1982. And the people right there in Evansville first seen it when it happened. We started right off for the Jarretts. And then from there we went on to be 8-time World Tag Team Champions, bud. I know, man. It was just like it was a chemistry, like it's just like it was meant to be. I used to Robert and I. Well, I'm going to tell you, Robert and I are still very, very active in this business. People can't believe it. And believe it, we take our business serious. This is what we do for a living and keep ourselves in very good shape. Matter of fact, we're in better shape we were, I think, when we were kids. That's what amazes a lot of people. Here we are. And I know I'm not sitting here trying to pull punches, I'm an older man, but I'm in better shape. And when we go to these towns and we wrestle, and people are looking at us, they can't believe that we still wrestle like we did in the 80s. Well, that's right. Well, I'll tell you what, the show that we were at, I guess it was a couple months ago up here in Nashville for the NWA, I was looking around in the locker room, and you're like you said, you're an older guy, and you had a better body than half the guys in there. Well, buddy, that's a compliment. I take that as a compliment. Well, you're a professional, and that's yes, what you got to be in this business. This is what I do. It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different league. I don't put myself there, but the things we've been through to get where we're at, and accomplish what I accomplished in my life, not only as a tag team wrestler, but as a single wrestler, which I'm really looking forward. People don't even understand that when you start off in this business and you go off, but when you come back home and I'm not saying Evansville, Indiana is my home, but Evansville, Indiana is where I first started, when people first see me tie my boots up and get into the ring, and, you know, and it's, and one thing about it, you do have your young generation of the crowd, but when I come around, you get some of the older fans come back out to see what's really going on and to talk, but when you impress the younger generation crowd, and they look at you and they're going, my God, this is great, or they're chatting, you still got it. Oh yeah, man, what chill bumps gets on top of you, and it's great, man. I just love this business. You know, I talked to a guy the other day, and I'm gonna tell you this, talking about our business, because I was messing with him, and this guy's a paraplegic. He's in a wheelchair, and I'm messing with him. And I told him, I said, what wrestlers you don't like? And he looked at me and he says, none of them. I says, why? He says, because I love wrestling. And that's the best answer I ever got in my life, dude. That's what I am. I love wrestling.
Yeah, you know, we got a guy up here in Nashville, I think you probably know him. We call him affectionately Chicken Head. He sits front row, and he has a hat with a lot of feathers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I asked him one night, I said, what's your favorite kind of wrestling? He goes, I like it all. He goes as far as, he goes to Dallas, he goes to Philadelphia, he goes all over, Ricky.
Oh, this is what our business is. You know, it's just like any other sport. You have people that travel around. You have the big wrestling fans. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you'd be surprised at where I'll be 500 miles away is the wrestling fan I seen 2 weeks ago, and way in 3 states over. You know, it's unbelievable, guys.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. The people in Evansville, ever since we made the announcement, Big Al and I have been asked, tons of times, people calling, people emailing, Ricky's going to be there. Yep, Ricky's going to be there. And they're really looking forward for you,
signed, sealed, and delivered. I've already been mailed out.
We're looking forward to having you. Like I said, like you was talking earlier, you said a lot of the older fans, there's a lot of people that exact words was, we used to see Ricky at the Coliseum years ago, you know.
Yes,
your
sir.
family's waiting on
you know, like I was telling you, I'm very active in the business. It's like right now I'm sitting there doing this interview with you. I'm sitting outside. It's a lot of fans. You know, I'm wrestling in Knoxville, Tennessee tonight.
Okay.
You know, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I love what I do is let the people know that it's a great, not only, you know, guys, not only it's a great compliment for you guys to ask me to come to Evansville, you know, and when you asked me, I was very excited to come back and do something that I do love. And, you know, and it's like I know I'll probably hit a big match that night. And one thing that I don't do, I can't promise the people anything, but one thing I can promise them is they get 100% of what I got. You know, it don't matter to me if it's, you know, what I'm trying to tell you is it don't matter about any other situation, but when you see me come to the ring, for the time I'm out here, the fans, that's to get back to them, they get 100% of what I got.
Oh, I totally agree. Like I said, this last show we done together here in Nashville, as a matter of fact, you had your son with you that night, and just kind of changed it up a little bit. He is going to be a star, man. He knew how to work that crowd.
Oh, yes. But the same way the footsteps I followed in with my dad.
Exactly.
You know, and my dad had a lot of friends up in Evansville, Indiana, and he made his mark. My dad was a great man, and
your dad was
I try to follow. You know, as to me, I'm just a living legacy. But my son, yes, he loves what I do, and I like, you know, and people don't realize, you know, that right now, you know, 10 years from now, you'll able to see him as a big star in our business.
No doubt about it. He's already got his gear. That's what impressed me. He had better gear than a lot of guys in the locker room.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
Cool.
But like I said, people are really looking forward to seeing you up there, Ricky, and we're just real tickled to death, man, to have you, and hopefully maybe we can get you and Robert together up there sometime. You think that's possible?
Yes, you know it is, buddy. This is what we do for a living, you know, the way things worked out, that I'm going to be there by myself.
Right.
In the match that I'm in, you know, but it's still good. But, you know, in the future, yes, because Robert and I are still still very active in this business, and believe it or not, buddy, we still. What's amazing, and you know what? I want to say this. I don't know if I should. I seen Jerry Jarrett not long ago, and Jerry mentioned to me. He says, "Ricky Morton," he says, "you and Robert," he says, "got it. You know, I can see them right now. They would love, you know." He says, "Is that the part about y'all getting older, about being in the wrestling business like WWE?" He said, "But you would make their younger guys look bad."
Well, you know, and that's the truth, Ricky. I want to tell you, I keep referring to Nashville, but that's when last time I saw you, and that night, man, you went out, and I'm sure you remember, but you gave the fans what they wanted to hear. You were sincere when you got up in the ring. You said, "This is always my home. I grew up here," and I mean, it was real. It was Ricky Morton telling the truth.
Well, thank you, buddy. That's what I do. I like to encourage the fans to come out and see exactly what the years of experience has done. And to me, you know, and I love the younger guys. You know, I stand up for the wrestling promotions. And when they come there, I try to. If you notice, I'm always there early in case any of the guys want to ask questions or you know, even some of the wrestlers want to get in the ring work, because I try to make them understand to try to make good decisions in life. Right. And that's what our business is about, and making them understand what the history of our business, and understand it's not just about this. It's about everything. You know, everything that you do. That's what our business is about, and I like to. If any of the guys are out there listening, that's going to be there that night. You know me, I always get to town early because that's my job. Yeah. And I'll be out there, and I like working out with them. I like them asking me questions, and then when it comes to the fans, I'm out there because they like to talk too, and that's me. I'm an old country boy. I'm rock and roll express and country and a bowl of pinto beans.
There you go, buddy.
But that's what it's all about. You know?
That's it, my brother. I'm gonna tell you, the fans are looking for you that night. You're gonna have a line. I can tell you that right now. And the boys will be looking forward to that, man. That's really kind of you. But something I want to touch on here real quick. What you just said, you always have time for people. You know what Big Al told me tonight, Ricky?
What's that, buddy?
He was talking about certain wrestlers nowadays. He said, "I remember Ricky Morton at the Coliseum." He said, "I was just getting in, just hanging around." He said, "Ricky Morton came out and talked to me and signed my autograph. You know, he had time for me."
Well, buddy, that's nowadays the guys get lost up in their characters, and they think that this and that, but they find out in the long run. And I always remember this, and my daddy told me this. He says, "If it wasn't for the wrestling fans, there wouldn't be no wrestling."
Absolutely.
So that's and I take my time. I've argued with a lot of promoters about that. I said, "Dude, when these people come to see me, they're going to see me. That's just what it's about. I'm going to be out there." And tonight I'm here, and they paid to see me, and they're going to see me in the ring, out of the ring, having fun, getting serious about my business, because that's what I do, buddy.
Absolutely. Well, that night in Nashville, man, like I said, it's been a while since I got to see you. Man, everybody there was just happy. They were leaving and said, "Man, it was good to see Ricky. When's he coming back?" And that's the most important thing. When's he coming back? That's a win-win for you, a win-win for them, and a win-win for the promoter, you know?
Yes, sir, it is.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah, well, that's I was going back to what I said earlier. If you just understand and give 100%, that's what it's all about. And,
absolutely.
Being out there and enjoy, and plus when you love what you do, it makes it a whole lot better too.
Right, it sure does. I agree with you.
It sure does. And boys, hey, I'm not trying to be. I know we're here on the radio show,
no
but
problem,
like I said,
buddy.
I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. I have to go in and get ready. We're an hour ahead of y'all there.
Yeah.
The show's going to start here in a little bit, so we got a lot of fans out here too. And
well, good.
Same thing. They're waiting for me to hang the phone up so I can talk to them, but it's okay.
Yeah, there you go. No problem, Ricky. We're glad to have you. We will see you on the 11th of August, and we might get a bowl of pinto beans afterwards. What do you think?
Well, if you throw some cornbread and a little piece of onion in it.
Hey, Ricky.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, Ricky, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
What a compliment to have me on your show. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. We'll see you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right, Big Al, there he was.
Yeah, he's a busy man. I'm just glad he took time off to at least talk to us, and it was great. He's a great athlete, and I tell you what, the Rock and Roll Express in the power ratings, Charles, they're in the top of the tag team divisions as far as the greatest tag teams of all time, and I agree with that. They're in the top 10, and I believe that to be true, and they're great.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Al, and listen, this is the truth, like he was saying. When you're with Ricky, you'll meet him that night. He's just, man, he's what you see is what you get. We'll go out and eat pinto beans. You want to go?
What's that, sir?
We'll go out and eat pinto beans that night.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hey.
But he's a good guy, man, and he and Robert, they're definitely legends in the business. I mean, come on, man. How many Saturdays did you set up and watch that? I know I did.
Oh, it was great. It was great. I tell you what, Charles, as you notice, I'm here all alone. Johnny Richards was unable to be here. He said he's got better things to do, so he gave us I guess he gave us a break.
That's a good thing.
But I'll tell you what, August 11th, Revolution Rulez at the Metro Sports Center. Bell time, special bell time, 7 p.m. All tickets are $5. 5820 Metro Drive here in Evansville, Indiana, which will be on Saturday night. Great card. Well, we also want to know that, let him know that Ricky Morton, who his tag team partner is going to be, we don't know yet. You know, we know Rob had his surgery, and I hope he's doing okay. I hope he's doing great. He's the Iron Man. They're going up against Darren Flynn and Gator in a no count-out match. So I'll tell you what, I know Ricky's always ready. He's like you said, he gives 100%, and I tell you, he's great. So whoever his partner's going to be, I'm sure they're going to give Gator and Darren one great match.
Well, I'll tell you what, Al, like he said, he does give 100%, and whoever his partner is, I guarantee you that they're going to, the Gator and that little swelled up film out, Darren Flynn, they're going to have a little bit of package to handle that night.
Yeah. Oh, also, Charles, on the NFW Nation question of the week, I was hoping to get a hold of Ricky, but like I said, he's very busy. He had a busy schedule, so I'm going to ask you this question. I'm sure you know the answer, but everybody's wanting to know what the Rock and Roll Express is one of their toughest matches, one of their best matches. What would you think that would be, Charles?
Well, Al, I can't really answer that one. I mean, every one of them was tough, and every one of them was good.
Yeah. Well, while they were talking, I showed two of them, which I think is two of the best ones, and that's the one where they went up against Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. That was a great match. I love that one, and the one they went up against the Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express versus the Midnight Express.
Yeah, I'd say some of those matches they have with Dennis and Bobby are really classic matches. I mean, like I said, they wrestle so many people, you know. Yeah. Every match was a good match.
Well, they always put on the great matches, and I tell you, they're exciting to watch. They're tough. I mean, they done prove you don't have to be the biggest, baddest, but you have to be one of the most determined. And I tell you what, they didn't know what the word quit means. That they gave it all, and they're great. I'll tell you what, like I said, Ricky Morton, whoever his partner's going to be, is going to be great. They're going up against Darren Flynn and Gator McAllister in a no count-out match. Now, again, we got Mr. Wrestling, Nick Dismore, going up against Flash Flanagan for the NFW World title. Flash is the champion. That match there is going to be great. Nick, I don't know what's gotten into him. I'm telling you
exactly what got into him. Johnny Richards' pocketbook.
That's what he said. He said it's a no-brainer. He goes where the money's at, and evidently he must have got a pretty good lump sum. So, and again, another match that everybody's talking about is the women's street fight with NFW champion Epiphany putting up her title against one half the NFW's tag team champion Alita Ortiz. And I'll tell you what, that match there is going to be tough also. Then,
that promises to be one of the best matches of the night.
Oh, yeah. Then we got the original members of SOL, Scotty Wolf and Big Bull Lee, teaming up again, going up against Baron Von Kane and T-Boat, and I'm sure Hector will be around there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to be real happy about that. You know what, Al? We just might have to have a little talk with Hector that night.
Yeah, we have to do more than just a talk. Turn his
He's
mask
beginning to
inside
get on my
out.
nerves.
But, you know, then we got the last man standing match. NFW Tri-State Champion Bobo putting his title up against Vic the Bruiser. Bobo Brazil Jr. going up against Vic in a last man standing match. And I'll tell you what, that match there is going to be tough because both them guys, like, they don't know what the word quit means either. They give their all, and, you know, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Then we got the special referee match with Chad Stallings going up against Rudy Boy Gonzalez. We've got the No Limits title match. KD Kid and Kyle Maverick, who are the champions. KD Kid is one half the champion. He taking on Texas Tornadoes and Tempest and Johnny Whiplash. So and then you got great. Oh yeah, Johnny Richards taking on the Magic Nick Iggy in a dog collar match.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
He needs a dog collar, don't he?
Sure does.
But
You know what they're going to say when Nick Iggy walks in there that night, don't you?
I can't wait. I think Nick's got his number. We got James Lightning and Shane, the Freak Rosini going up. We're going to be there also. Like I said, we got all these matches. It's Revolution Rulez, August 11th at Metro Sports Center, 5820 Metro Drive here in Evansville, Indiana. Special bell time, 7 p.m. Special ticket prices. All prices are $5. I'll tell you what, you got Ricky Morton. You got the titles. You got the Women's Street Fight title. You got the No Limits title. Then you got SOL. And you got the dog collar match. All for $5, Charles. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. What more can you ask for?
Where else can you get that much talent for $5? Rob Conway is going to be there. He's going to be there talking about his injuries and whatever. And he's got some words to say to the NFW Nation. You're going to have Alita, Epiphany. My gosh, and then Ricky Morton, Flash, Eugene Nick Dinsmore. Oh my God, the Revolution. It's going to be a good one, Al. You know that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to be there. Like I said, it's an honor to have Ricky there. He's making his NFW debut. And I'm sure the crowd's going to love him because, like I said, he gives all he's got, and he's one tough individual. Like I said, it's going to be an honor. It's going to be an honor. So, all these great matches. Again, Revolution Rulez, August 11th, 5820 Metro Drive at the Metro Sports Center here in Evansville, Indiana. Bell time 7 p.m. All ticket prices $5. Like I said, it's like an all-star card. Every match is definitely a main event match.
Absolutely.
A main event match. So I tell you what, Charles, I don't know what, it's great, but I tell you what, is there anything you'd like to say or add or anything before you spread the love?
Yeah, well, I'd like to say, and I want everybody to listen up. Now, when Ricky says that he'll be there to talk and sign autographs, he's going to get there early. And he is so good with these fans. He loves his fans. Like I said, his daddy, Paul, I knew his daddy helped me out in this business.
Yeah.
They really cared. They cared about the rest of
You see a faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the...
Black Horse, yeah. People, man, they love the rest of the fans, and he gives 139 3/4 when he got there, man. It's a 200% show for Ricky. Everybody, get there, get your picture, get your autograph back, because he's going to be there. Like I said, usually he'll go to
All here.